My name is Daniel Hayes. If anyone finds this, don't come looking for me. Just listen. And if at any point you feel like turning this off, like this is getting too real, do it. Don't be curious. Don't try to understand. Just walk away. Because that's the one thing I didn't do. And now I don't know how much of me is even left. There's a place called Black Hollow. And if you're hearing this, there's a chance you've already been there. You just don't remember. You didn't either. Not at first. It started like a normal call. That's the worst part. Nothing dramatic, nothing that would make you think twice. Missing person, female, Mary Carter, early 20s, no prior record, no known enemies, no reason to disappear. Last known location, coordinates that didn't make sense, somewhere off a road that didn't show up properly on the system. Dispatch thought it was a glitch. I wish it was. I've worked cases like that before. People vanish all the time. You stop asking why after a while. You just follow procedure, knock on doors, ask questions, fill out reports. But something about this one felt off. I couldn't explain it back then. I can now. Me and my partner Grant drove out that same afternoon. Weather was normal, road was normal. Everything felt grounded until it didn't. The GPS cut out first, just froze. No signal, no recalculating, nothing. Grant tapped the screen like that would fix it. Didn't. We kept going anyway. That's what you do. You trust the last direction you had. You don't turn back over a bad signal. That was mistake number one. The road started to change after that. Not suddenly. That would have been easier to notice. It just got worse. Cracks in the asphalt, then patches of gravel, then stretches of dirt, and then mud. Thick, heavy mud that pulled at the tires like it didn't want us leaving. Grant slowed down, asked me if I was sure we were going the right way. I said yes. I wasn't. But I said it anyway, because turning back felt wrong. That's something you need to understand. It doesn't force you to stay. It just makes leaving feel like the worst option. We saw the sign about a mile later. Old wood, warped, leaning to one side like it had been there too long. Black Hollow, and underneath, carved into it. Not painted, not clean. Carved. We don't forget. Grant laughed. Said something like, "Real welcoming place." I didn't laugh. Because the second I read those words, something in my head felt like it shifted, like I'd seen them before, like I was remembering something I couldn't quite reach. We should have turned around. We didn't. We drove into the town, if you can call it that. It looked normal. That's what messes with you. It doesn't look like a nightmare. It looks like a place people forgot. Houses, fences, streets, people. But the people, they weren't right. They stood there, watching, not curious, not aggressive, just aware. Like they knew something about you, something you didn't. There was a kid standing in the middle of the road. We had to slow down. He didn't move, didn't blink, didn't react when we drove around him. I looked back in the mirror. He was still staring, not at the car, at me. That's when I felt it for the first time. That feeling like you're not supposed to be somewhere, like you've stepped into something that was already happening and now you're part of it. We went straight to the church, because that's where everything in that town points. You don't even realize you're heading there. You just do. It stood at the end of the road, stone, dark, older than anything around it, like the rest of the town had grown around it, instead of the other way around. That's where we found Father Taylor, sitting inside, alone, drinking. He didn't look surprised to see us. That's important. He wasn't confused. He wasn't cautious. He was expecting us. We told him why we were there, told him about Mary. He just looked at us for a long second. Then he said, "You're late." Grant asked what that meant. Taylor didn't answer, just took another drink. I remember thinking he looked like a man who hadn't slept in years, like someone who had been waiting for something to end and realized it never would. We stayed in town that night. Didn't really have a choice. The road back didn't feel right anymore. That's when it happened. 3:17 a.m. Exactly. I woke up before the sound started, like something shook me awake. Then the bells began. Slow, heavy, wrong. You don't hear them like normal bells. You feel them, like they're inside your chest, like your heartbeat is trying to match them. Grant was already sitting up. He looked at me and said, "That's not coming from the church." He was right. It was coming from below it. We didn't even talk about it. We just got up and went. Because by that point, it already had us. The church door was open. Of course it was. Taylor was inside, standing by the altar, waiting, like he knew we'd come back, like everyone does. Then we saw it, the hatch, under the altar, open, black, deep, wrong. Grant stepped forward, asked what it was. Taylor said, "Last chance." We didn't understand. We went down anyway. I don't remember the stairs clearly. That's the first thing it took. I just remember they were too long, too deep. And the further we went, the heavier everything felt. The air, my body, my thoughts, and the walls. The walls weren't still. They were moving, not like something alive, like something remembering how to be alive. At the bottom, there was a chamber, or something shaped like one, and in the center, a hole. Not a pit, not empty. A hole, like something had been removed, and the world hadn't healed around it. It was watching. I know how that sounds, but it was. Then it spoke, not out loud, not exactly. It was inside my head, clearer than my own thoughts. That's when I understood. It doesn't kill you. It takes your memory, but not randomly, not everything. Just the important parts, the parts that define you, the parts that hurt, the parts that matter, and then it uses them. Grant heard something first. His brother. Dead for 10 years. Calling him, begging him. He stepped toward the hole. I grabbed him. I know I did. I remember that part, I think. But the next moment, he was gone. No sound, no struggle, just gone. And the worst part? I can't remember his face anymore. I know he existed. I know he was my partner, but his face is gone. Like it was never there. That's what it does. It doesn't just take people. It takes the proof they were ever real. I saw Mary after that, or something wearing her. She looked at me like she knew everything, like she knew me better than I knew myself. She said, "I remember everything now." Then she smiled and said, "And I'm hungry." That's when I ran. I don't remember leaving. I don't remember the road. I just remember being somewhere else, safe. Or at least I thought I was. But it didn't let me go. It doesn't work like that. It followed me. Not outside. Inside. I forget things now. Small things at first, then bigger ones. Sometimes I stop in the middle of a sentence because I don't remember what I was saying. Sometimes I look in the mirror and I don't recognize the person looking back. And the bells, they still ring. Not all the time. Just enough. Just when I start to feel normal again. If you're watching this, really watching, think for a second. Is there something you can't remember? Something important? A name? A face? A moment. If there is, then it's already started. Wait. Do you hear that? No, no, that's not. I didn't tell it where I was. Oh. I remember now. I brought it with me, and now it remembers you too.